Like, how long did it take you to become, let's say, conversational in Thai?
Um, I don't know. I've got, I don't know. Maybe I probably just, when I couldn't speak very well, I probably just word vomited at people and hoped that they'd understand. I don't know. Like, I'd say a couple, I think a couple, maybe 6 months. It's hard to say because I can't remember, but you can string short sentences together. But I think I was quite, even after the degree, I think it was actually living in Thailand after the degree that I felt fluent. But, I've been doing it about 17 years now. It is a lifelong process. It really does take time.
So, like, after the first year, you would say that you weren't quite fluent. Like, you were maybe comfortable, but not fluent.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can understand things and you can read things. Like the course that I did was brilliant for all of that. But, there's always new words, even in English. You can read it, but you don't always know what it means.
What would you say the hardest part of learning Thai is for an English speaker, let's say?
I think lots of people struggle with the tones. And my advice is to be when you learn any language is like don't be afraid to be a parrot and just mimic people, because if you're trying to say it in your English Canadian accent, it's not going to work. It's not going to be as clear. So that's why I try and just copy how people say it. And now I think that happens without even thinking.
Do you think that some people are better at that than other people?
Probably some people are more comfortable at it. They get a knack. Some people can speak fluently. They just have an accent, but they're perfectly understandable. I think for me, I'm Thai people who say I'm very clear, but probably I don't know as many words as some other people do. But the words that I do know are clear.
So, is that something that you focused on at the beginning? Was the pronunciation and really like nailing the tones?
I think at the beginning it was more just vocab. Like because I loved Thailand, I just wanted to live there and I wanted to learn the language. So I did study hard, I'd like practicing our teachers at uni would give us 40 words a week we had to learn for a spelling test. So I think the sound and the pronunciation is something that came afterwards that you can just perfect over time by just being there and listening. But I think it was more the structure. That's what we learn, and how to read and write.
Yeah, I think that learning languages in an academic setting, at least in my experience, seems to be more geared toward like the passive use of the language, like a lot of reading, a lot of listening comprehension. But when it comes to speaking and actually like imitating those sounds, sometimes it can be limited. Like you might have a presentation in your Spanish class where you talk for 10 minutes, but then for the rest of the semester, you're just like reading other people's work. That was my experience anyway. So I don't know. Do you think that was the case in your example?
I guess with studying, they have to provide some sort of structure to how they teach, and there'd be like exercises where you'd read a paragraph and then you'd have to answer questions or learn the vocab. So I think both are really useful. So I think it's good to have that strong structure, but then you also need to know how to chat to someone in a bar or a restaurant comfortably as well. So I think you need both. You can't just learn a language from watching TV as well. I think you have to make time to study it and break it down, and then you can go and have fun and practice the speaking.
Like if you want to be fluent in a language, you do have to address all of those. You have to be able to read, write, speak, and understand. And I guess maybe it's unfair to expect that a classroom will be able to offer all of those things. Like at some point you do need to just go in and talk with people, right?
100%. And the great thing about Southeast Asia is people are often really receptive and appreciative when you speak to them, even just a little bit. And it is quite an outdoor culture, probably like the Philippines, where people are out and about. You can have conversations in your daily life.
Yeah, like people are hanging out and not nervous to talk to people that they don't know. Sometimes I feel bad for people that learn English and come to like Western countries, because we're not really like that. At least, I can only speak for Canada, I suppose, but we're not really super outgoing, and we're not going to be interested in somebody just because they're from another country. And that has to do with our culture. I think we're a little bit more reserved socially, but I think it's also that we're very used to diversity. like we have people from all over the world. And so like if you stop to talk to every person who came from a different country originally, I mean, you never get to your destination, right? Like there are days where I speak to only people who have come from another country, and I'm interested in that, but it's not a novelty anymore. Like I'm sure you would be in Thailand speaking Thai, right? Like how do local people react to you when you speak Thai there?
Yeah, they're a bit shocked and taken back, and then they used to sometimes say like, "Are you half Thai?" And I'd be like, "No." But yeah, they love it. It makes them really happy actually. And I feel like in this my social media, hardly had anyone troll me or anything. Like people are so sweet. They're like, "You speak Thai really well." They're really like it really encourages me to get better. But I think you're right, because in England, and I am always fascinated about like where people are from, and I'm quite nosy and want to know their story. But here it will be quite unusual for someone with broken English to try and talk to you. Like most people here that you speak to already speak, even if they're foreign, they already speak fluent English. It's very different, isn't it? Because English is like deemed as this world, a dominant language. So it's like an expected thing.